Howdy, I'm Bob Terry, and thanks for joining us for a fantastic episode of the Western television show Stories of the Century, starring Jim Davis as Railroad Detective Matt Clark, and it's all brought to you free here on the internet by westernsontheweb.com. Come on by and see us on westernsontheweb.com for hundreds of free Western television shows and movies, and subscribe to our channel here on YouTube, Westerns on the Web. And we're getting our Facebook page started, so come on by and visit us on Facebook, Westerns on the Web on Facebook. Now here comes Stories of the Century. We'll see you after the show.
Official newspaper files of the early West record many stories of famous and notorious characters of that period. Jim COURTRIGHT, former marshal of Fort Worth, Texas, and a deadly man with a six-gun. In the 80s, he organized one of the country's first extortion protection rackets and inaugurated a reign of violence and terror in the Lone Star State. The Schaefer Ranch, 5 miles south of Fort Worth.
Morning. You in charge here?
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting shipment until tomorrow.
Are you Mr. Schaefer?
That's right.
Well, my name's Elston. They shipped us through so fast I didn't have a chance to notify you.
That's all right. I'll have my men here in half an hour to take over.
Good. I've got shipping papers for you, Mr. Schaefer. I'll get them.
Howdy, Schaefer. Jim COURTRIGHT. Oh, no, put that thing away, Schaefer. You don't know how to handle a gun. What do you want? Well, Huck here tells me you're not going to let the agency protect your herd anymore. That's right. Huh. I think you're making a mistake. Without my organization behind you, you'll be at the mercy of every rustler in Texas. When Lawson refused to pay you, it wasn't rustlers burnt down his barn. Those were your men. Well, if that's what you think, maybe you ought to go see your new marshal, Tom Johnson. That'd be a real waste of time. I'm writing Governor Ross and having you thrown out of the state. Now clear out. I've got work to do. Well, that's the way you feel. Well, you haven't lost a touch, Jim.
Had worked for the Southwest Railroad a long time. An hour after news of his murder reached headquarters, I was on my way to Fort Worth. I'm Matt Clark, detective for the same. I arrived 2 days later on February the 7th, 1887, and following usual procedure, checked in at the city marshal's office. Morning. You Marshal Johnson?
Yeah. What can I do for you?
My name's Clark.
Railroad detective, eh?
That's right.
Well, have a cigar.
No, thanks.
Nothing wrong with it. They make them crooked on purpose.
I know, but I don't smoke.
Oh.
Well, I reckon you hear about that shooting the other day, eh?
That's right. I've got the general picture, but I'd appreciate it if you'd fill in the details for me.
I don't know much more about it than you do. Nobody's seen it happen.
What about the train crew?
Those cattle were making so much noise, they didn't even hear the shots.
What about Schaefer? Has he got any enemies that you know about?
No, not that I know of.
Well, in other words, this whole thing to you is a complete mystery.
I've got men working on the case, Clark, but this sort of thing takes time.
Yeah, I can understand that. Now, you don't mind if I stick around and sort of speed things up a little bit, do you?
Not at all, Clark. Go right ahead.
Yeah. Thanks. Johnson was either the laziest lawman on record or he was as crooked as the cigars he smoked. I decided to see an old friend of mine, Luke Short. He ran the White Elephant, the best saloon in town. A detective has to be prepared for anything, such as seeing my partner, Margaret Jones, tending bar in the White Elephant.
Hey, mister, what'll you have?
What are you doing here?
Same as you. I was in Dallas when Elston was killed. That's why I got here before you.
I don't know, what are you doing behind the bar?
Oh, Luke thought a lady bartender might be good for business.
It's the craziest thing I ever heard of. Luke in his office?
No, he went to the bank. I think I know who killed Elston and Schaefer.
Yeah?
Everybody thinks it's Courtright, but they're scared to say it.
Jim Courtwright?
The fast draw kid himself. The whole town's scared to death of him.
Used to be marshal of this town, didn't he?
That was 4 years ago. Now he's running some sort of a blackmail protection racket.
Maybe that's why Schaefer was killed. He wouldn't pay off.
Could be. Elston just happened to get in the way when the shooting started.
Where's Courtwright now?
I don't look now, but he just came in.
Yeah?
Hey, Jonesy.
Yes, Mr. Courtright.
Come here a minute.
What do you have, Mr. Courtright?
Well, when I came in, you were talking to that fellow at the end of the bar. No?
No.
Did he ask any questions?
Sure, but I gave him the same answer I gave you last night.
That's not what I meant. Did he say anything about working for the railroad?
No. Why?
Never mind.
Man! Luke Short, you old goat, you high-hat son of a gun. You were gonna pass me by without saying hello.
Well, you're mighty easy to overlook, little fella.
Oh, don't give me that, you big ox. Come on in the office. We got a lot to talk over.
It's all right if I go back to work now, Mr. Courtright?
What? Oh, sure, go ahead. No, wait a minute. That stranger make a play for you?
Well, sure, but they all try at least once.
Maybe you could encourage him a little.
Why?
Like to know what he's doing for you. Maybe you can find out.
What's in it for me?
100.
You've got yourself a deal, Mr. Courtright.
Hey, bartender.
Look, I only gave Jonesy that job to keep out of trouble till you got here. If he got any sense, he'll take and clear out, both of you.
Look, we came here to do a job.
Why'd he be wasting your time? Courtright has got this town sewed up tight in the drum.
What's the matter? You afraid of him?
You know better than that.
Then why are you paying him off?
Who said I was?
You are, aren't you?
Look, I'm doing all right here in Fort Worth. I got the White Elephant, and I got a freight line, and that's not doing bad either. So why should I ask for trouble?
Look, it only takes one man. One man with enough guts to stand up at Courtright, and he's out of business.
There are plenty of others paying. Ask one of them.
Maybe they got wives and kids.
Look, man, this joint's a gold mine. If somebody set fire to it, I'd lose everything.
All right. Suppose instead of paying off Courtright, some of the men put up the same amount of money in sort of an insurance form to guarantee you against any loss.
I'm not interested.
You're an example of what money can do to man, and I'm glad I don't have much of it.
Now, take it easy, Matt.
Why should I?
Matt?
Yeah?
Oh, I have a showdown with COURTRIGHT. That don't prove he killed your man.
I know that. Once he's jailed for extortion, somebody might come forth with some evidence.
I wring your neck for putting me on such a spot. Well, I'll do it.
I figured you would.
Yeah, I know. Now, how do we work this?
Just give me the names of men that are paying off COURTRIGHT. I'll take it from there. That afternoon, I made the rounds. It didn't take long to find out that COURTRIGHT was playing for high stakes. Using his reputation as a gunslinger, he was collecting tribute from every businessman and rancher in the county. And they were tired of it.
Hey, man, how'd it go?
Ah, great. Every man on the list agrees to back you 100%.
Oh, that's wonderful.
38,000. This place is only worth 8. You mean they pledged that much?
That's right. In a year's time, they'd pay COURTRIGHT twice that amount. And don't forget, Luke, they may not have to put out one thin dime.
That is, if we're lucky.
We're not trusting luck, Jonesy. Some of the fellows are sending men over to guard this place.
We may need it.
We're ready for COURTRIGHT. And the sooner he knows about it, the better. Say, by the way, didn't you say you made a deal with COURTRIGHT?
That's right.
All right. You get over there as quick as you can and see what you can do about it. Now, Luke, here's what happened.
Come in. Well, hello, Jonesy.
Hello, Mr. COURTRIGHT. You wanted some information about a certain man. I've got it.
Oh, such as?
He works for the railroad. He's a detective, and his name is Matt Clark.
Oh, I knew that.
Well, I'll tell you something you didn't know. Luke isn't going to pay you to protect his place anymore.
Where'd you hear that, Jonesy?
The walls in that joint are so thin you can learn a lot if you just keep your ears open.
That Detective Matt Clark tell you?
No, but he's in on the deal.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Mr. COURTRIGHT. I guess I better be getting back now.
Oh, there's more where that came from in case you hear anything else.
I'll keep that in mind, Mr. COURTRIGHT.
You're not gonna let him get away with it, are you, Jim?
Oh, no. If I did, other people might get the same idea.
Yeah. Well, what do we do? Shoot the joint up or burn it down?
Luke and Clark aren't fools. They'll be expecting something like that. That freight line on Luke's. This is Wednesday, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's a wagon train from the north due in today.
Uh-huh. See what you mean.
Round up the men and ride out to meet it.
You coming along?
No, I'm staying here in case I need an alibi.
Right. There they are. Let's go. Come.
What's the matter?
The wagon train. It's been wiped out.
What happened?
Bandits hit us at Green Springs. Happened so fast, we didn't have a chance.
Anyone hurt?
Dad Wilson's dead.
Dad Wilson.
Nate, Smitty, and Joe are hit pretty bad, too. We patched up a wagon, and they're bringing them in.
Now, what do you think you're doing?
I'll have a better chance against Courtright with a shoulder rig.
You crazy fool, that's just what he wants you to do.
And that's what he's going to get.
You're staying right here. You're no match for Courtright.
You started this, but I'm going to finish it.
No, not this way. Now, sit. If you go gunning for Courtright, he'll trick you into drawing first and then blow your brains out. And he'll claim self-defense.
Is this a private fight, or can a lady join in?
Crazy fool wants to go gunning for Courtright.
That's a nice way to commit suicide.
What do you expect me to do? Stay hold here and wait for him to try something else?
That's exactly it.
Why don't we prove that Courtright's men attacked the wagon train? After all, I'm practically on his payroll.
So?
He's probably feeling very pleased with himself. If I went over there, he might even do a little boasting.
Hey, that's not a bad idea. You think you can handle him?
Positive. However, if I'm not back in a half hour, come and get me.
Step in the next room, boys. I got a little business to do. Hello, beautiful. Got some information for me?
Yes. Clark and Luke claim your men wrecked the freight line.
Oh, people claim lots of things they can't prove.
They also say you're going to shoot up the White Elephant.
Huh? You believe them?
Enough to quit my job.
What's the matter? You afraid you might get hurt?
That was one reason.
Well, what's the other?
I found out life was more pleasant when you're on the winning side.
Well, I didn't quit my job as marshal of Fort Worth to be a loser, you know.
But how long do you think you can be a winner, Mr. Courtright?
Oh, just as long as I can outshoot anyone that gets in my way. That'll be just about long enough to collect enough money to get to Chicago and New York. The big time. You know, I like you, Jonesy.
I'm glad you do.
Yeah, I like you a lot. Beautiful hair, lovely skin, soft lips. There's only one thing wrong.
Oh?
You're a railroad detective. You see, I had Marshal Johnson telegraph for information about Clark. And you know what? We learned that he works with a female detective named Margaret Jones.
Well, you have to admit, it was fun while it lasted.
April, break your arm! What's going on? This female detective's gonna come in real handy.
I don't like this, if you ask me.
Nobody asked you. All right, Huck, take it to Pioneer Grove and wait till you hear from me.
It'll be a pleasure. Come on. What are you going to do with her, Jim?
I'm going to use her for bait. When that detective Clark finds out she's missing, he'll have the whole county looking for her. Well, that'll give me enough time to take care of Luke Short. Now, you'll be the first one Clark will get in touch with.
Of course I will. What'll I tell him?
Will you tell him you haven't seen me all day, huh?
No sign of Jonesy yet?
Not yet. What time is it?
Almost 4 o'clock.
Something must have gone wrong. I don't think I'll wait.
Jonesy will never forgive you if you barge in and ruin everything.
She'll get over it. Marshal, where's Courtright?
I don't know. I haven't seen him all morning. Anything wrong?
There's a girl missing, and I think he knows where she is.
Well, I'll be doggone. Who is she?
Margaret Jones. She worked for Luke Short.
Oh, yes. Cute trick, too. Jim liked her a lot. Huh. Why, that low down...
Where do you think he took her?
Well, now, let's see. I know he's got a shack up at Madden's Lake. Yes, sir.
Is that what Courtright told you to tell me?
Now, look here, son.
Don't you lie to me, Johnson. I found this cigar just a few minutes ago on Courtright's desk.
I must have left it there this morning.
I thought you said you hadn't seen him all morning.
Well, I must have.
You left there less than an hour ago. The butt end of that cigar's still wet. Now, you tell me where he really took her. I'll break you in two. Did he take her to the lake?
No. No. His men are there waiting for you. He really took her to Pioneer Grove.
Courtright's got Jones at a place called Pioneer Grove. I want some men to go with me. Come on.
Keep an eye on her, Huck. Going after Luke.
They're surrounded, Courtright. Come on out with your hands up.
I thought you said you had an ambush set for the detective back at the lake.
Should never have trusted that dirty double-crossing Marshal.
I said, come on out.
We can't hold out here, Jim.
All right, Huck. You ride over to the lake and get the men. Meet me at Luke Short's place.
If we try to get to the horses, we'll be killed.
All right, we'll borrow the laws.
I'll circle around back, then. Where's Courtright?
He went back to get Luke Short.
Short, he hasn't got a prayer against Courtright. Hold your fire, men. Come on.
Luke, Courtright's coming here.
Anybody with him?
He's alone.
So that's the way it's gonna be.
Come on, Luke, you can't outdraw Courtright.
I never got anywhere running away.
I've been looking for you, little man.
Yeah?
Yeah. Oh, you made a mistake, Luke, hooking up with that detective.
He seems to be doing all right.
Oh, you don't sound very sure of yourself. What are you afraid of, Luke?
I'm not afraid of you, if that's what you're getting at.
You're lying, little man. You haven't got nerve enough.
If anybody wants me, I'll be at the marshal's office.
Jim Courtright's reign of violence had ended. He finally found somebody to stand up to him and call his bluff.
What is it?
Something the folks in town wanted you to have, Luke.
They're grateful for what you did, Luke, even though they can't understand how you managed to do it.
Courtright's guns. Matt, I sure don't know how to thank you. You're mighty nice.
Here's something else. These weapons belong to Jim Courtright, who was killed by Luke Short February the 8th, 1887. Luke wasn't half the shot Jim was, but he was twice the man. That's what the whole town thinks about you, little man. You well deserved it.
Gosh, I'm speechless. I don't know what to say.
Oh, forget it, Luke. Just drop us a line sometime, won't you?
Come on, Jonesy, we must have train.
Goodbye, Luke.
Bye, Jonesy.
Take it easy, big man.
I hope you enjoyed this episode of Stories of the Century, starring Jim Davis, and hope you'll come on by westernsontheweb.com and see hundreds of free television shows and Western movies, and there's interviews with some of your favorite Western stars. Come on by and see us, www.westernsontheweb.com. I'm Bob Terry, and we hope to see you again on Down the Trail. Have a great day. Howdy, I'm Bob Terry, and thanks for joining us for a fantastic episode of the Western television show Stories of the Century, starring Jim Davis as Railroad Detective Matt Clark and Mary Castle as Railroad Detective Frankie Adams. And it's all brought to you free here on the internet by westernsontheweb.com. Come on by and see us on westernsontheweb.com for hundreds of free Western television shows and movies, and subscribe to our channel here on YouTube, Westerns on the Web. And we're getting our Facebook page started, so come on by and visit us on Facebook, Westerns on the Web on Facebook. Now here comes Stories of the Century. We'll see you after the show.
Official newspaper files of the early West record many stories of famous and notorious characters of that period. JOAQUIN Murietta, a bandit who operated in California during the gold rush days. His specialty was raiding the small gold camps in the Mother Lode country, and he showed no mercy to the immigrants that had moved into California. In order to stop Murietta, a posse of vigilantes under Captain Harry Love, an ex-cavalry officer, was organized. Late one evening, they thought at last they had the bandit cornered.
Can't be too far. We only got about a half hour till sundown. Spread out.
Come in, stranger. Come in out of the cold.
Buenas noches, senor. I am lost, and my horse, he broke his leg.
Well, sit down. I'll fetch you some grub.
You are a miner?
That's right. Been at it for 40 years. Just about to quit.
Just I get rich.
Not rich, friend, but enough to take care of me.
You're very lucky.
Yeah?
Is that your horse in the shed?
Yeah?
I'm going to borrow him.
Well, I'd gladly loan him, but I need him here in the hills.
Sorry, but I must take him.
Look, I'll give you food and lodging, and I'll get you a horse tomorrow.
Tomorrow, my friend. Oh, it's too late.
Captain Love?
That's right.
My name's Matt Clark, railroad detective. This is my partner, Frankie Adams.
I've been expecting you. Won't you sit down?
All right, Captain, let's get down to business. As you know, the railroad's been buying property throughout California. We intend to lay track right away. But first, this outlaw that's been robbing our wagons and killing our people must be stopped.
We've been chasing Murietta for months. He's like a shadow. Sun goes down, he disappears.
But we think we can bait a trap for Murietta.
Is it true that everyone that's tried to buy the old hacienda has been scared off?
That's right.
Wait until he hears his hacienda's been sold for taxes.
Who bought it?
The railroad.
But for the time being, we like for everybody to think Miss Adams owns it.
Does he still have a reputation for the ladies?
Oh, so your plan is the woman's angle. Yes, he has quite a reputation. It might work.
I'm going to be her foreman. We'd like for everybody in town to know about this.
I'll get the vigilantes out right away. We'll get to work on it.
Joaquin. Joaquin está aquí. Ah, Joaquin. Joaquin, I was worried you had been away 3 days. Where have you been? Did you bring me a present? No?
Joaquin does not forget.
Oh, that is beautiful.
Maria, when I take all the gold from the gringos, maybe someday, who knows, I marry you, if you're lucky. I pick up a lot of gold dust this trip.
Let me see.
I put it with the other gold in our hiding place. Hi, Jack, have a drink. I have much to tell you.
Joaquin, I just came from town.
Then you need a drink.
No, but you will when I tell you the latest news.
Tell me the worst, amigo. I am prepared.
Your old hacienda's been sold.
You lie. No one has the right to sell it. It's been in my family for hundreds of years. And besides, our gold is buried there.
You forget you've not paid taxes and you've been declared an outlaw with a price on your head.
Who bought it?
Somebody named Adams.
A gringo. No one but a Murietta will ever live in the hacienda. This I swear.
We gotta move our gold.
The gold will be safe. No one will get as far as the hacienda. Get back to town and keep your eyes open. And we'll gather the rest of the men.
We bought supplies at the general store. This gave Captain Love time to get his men hidden out at the hacienda and wait for Murietta to show up. The man going with us was another vigilante who knew the way.
Americanos.
Yeah, we killed 3 more.
And maybe only 2. One is a woman.
Captain Love's men are waiting at the hacienda. Get the back and stay down. I think we can outside them.
suppose he would move into my hacienda.
Please don't shoot. He has nothing to do with the ranch. He's only the driver. Please don't kill him. He's done nothing. I'm the new owner. You can have the ranch. Money. Anything you want.
A pretty girl like you does not have to offer money for her life.
Kill him and let's get out of here.
No. Do not kill him. The señorita has touched my heart. Vámonos. Montan en sus caballos. Maria, I wish you to meet the new owner of the Hacienda Murietta. Hey!
So you would fall in love with an Americana with blonde hair?
I didn't say anything about falling in love. I only said she's the one that bought the ranch from the government. Your jealousy will put you in the grave.
Great Joaquin Murietta. One girl is not enough. You must have many. Someday one of them will bring your death.
Hey, you better come with me. I don't trust you with the señorita. Stay here with her.
Here. This will make you feel better. Where are you from?
Back east?
Were you planning to run the ranch by yourself?
No, I had intended to hire a foreman.
Do you think I could handle a job?
Well, I don't know.
You might as well hire me. You're gonna be my girl, not Murietta's. The great lover's got too many now.
Where's the señorita?
She took a horse and rode away. Please, Joaquin, don't go after her. She's bad luck. Joaquin.
At daybreak, Captain, I think we better start looking higher in the mountains.
I wouldn't worry about Miss Adams too much. Joaquin has an eye for a pretty girl. I'm sure he won't hurt one.
Frankie.
No, Murietta may not harm a woman, but he had a lieutenant there called Three-Fingered Jack that had cut my throat as soon as he would yours.
I'm glad to see you. Where have you been? What's happened? Where's Murietta? And you're sure you weren't followed by Murietta?
I didn't see anybody.
All right, we'll go through with the original plan. You'll still move into the hacienda. And if we know Murietta, he'll contact you again.
Oh, no, he won't. Sure, I'm a detective. Sure, I get paid by the railroad. But I'm also a woman. And I don't like wrestling with Three-Fingered Jack.
I didn't think you'd ever let us down on assignment.
How would you like being chased around in a cave by a maniac? You're a detective. Why don't you go out and catch Murietta?
It looks like we'll have to go back to combing the country like we've been doing for years.
You know, Captain, I got a better idea. Why don't we send Frankie back on the next stage and find some local talent? There must be a woman around here more attractive than she is. Look at her. Just take a good look at her.
All right. I'll be your guinea pig. You're right. I guess I am a mess.
Come on, I'll walk you across the street to your hotel. You need some sleep. Be right back, Captain.
Matt, don't tell the boss I wanted to quit.
Don't worry, Frankie. You know you couldn't quit. You're still a good detective. Now, don't worry. We'll keep an eye on you this time. Good night.
Good night, Matt.
Do not be afraid, senorita. But I warn you, do not cry out.
Why do you follow me? I haven't anything of value.
You're a beauty, senorita. Will you go away with me to Sonora? I am not so bad. You could do worse.
I don't know. Every place we'd go, the law would follow. Colonel Bigler has already offered $5,000 reward for your capture.
$5,000 for the great Murietta? That is an insult. I have 10 times that amount in gold buried, with my family watching over it. I laugh at the law. I must have your answer quickly, senorita. I cannot stay long.
I'll have to think it over.
And your answer?
All right. I'm moving into the hacienda tomorrow. Meet me there tomorrow night.
Bueno. Gracias, señorita. Tomorrow night.
Frankie, I thought you were in bed.
What's the matter?
Murietta's in town. He was just in my room. Hold it, boys. You can't catch him. He's too far away by now. He kissed me. Wasn't bad, either. He said he wanted me to go to Sonora with him.
What's the matter? Are you out of your mind?
I don't think so. I told him to meet me at the hacienda tomorrow night, and I'd give my answer.
Smart girl. Now you talk like your old self. We'll be there waiting for him.
Matt, there's something else he said that may help us. Captain, how much gold do you think Murietta's stolen?
Over $100,000. And he's killed 15 men to get it.
He said he had it buried.
But where? California's a big place.
I don't know. But he told me his family was watching over it for him.
He doesn't have any family, does he, Captain?
No, they're all dead and buried in the family graveyard in back of his place.
And he says the family's watching over it?
That's right.
Well, that means he could have buried the gold somewhere near there.
Maybe that's why he doesn't want anybody around the old hacienda.
All this time right under our noses. Let's go. We can be there by daylight.
Joaquin, mi amor.
How did you find me?
I followed you from last night. I saw you in the senorita's room, the Americana. You are a fool.
No one calls the great Murietta a fool. Get out of here.
If I can't have you, no one else will have you. No one will ever love you like I did. Senorita is bad luck, Joaquin. Like I told you. She is a detective. Get your gold. Get out of the country, Joaquin. Joaquin.
Come, amigos. We changed the hiding place to the gold. The vigilantes are moving into the hacienda. Vámonos!
Hold him off. Let us get the gold. Get the gold and then follow me. I'm going after you.
Matt, it's been a pleasure knowing you two. I can't tell you and Miss Adams what a wonderful job you've done for California. I know that you're not permitted to accept any part of the reward, but I'll see that Governor Bigler sends you both a special commendation.
Well, thanks, Captain, but you should look at it our way, too. The death of Murietta means a great deal to the railroad company for which we work, and to those Americans who came west to build California.
Well, come on, Matt. We have a stagecoach to catch.
Oh, Frankie, I wouldn't feel too badly about Murietta not kissing any more girls. He was a bad one. He had it coming to him. He killed a lot of men.
Oh, she won't feel too badly about that. There's a lot of fellows at headquarters who can take up where Murietta left off.
That's what you think.
I hope you enjoyed this episode of Stories of the Century, starring Jim Davis and Mary Castle, and hope you'll come on by westernsontheweb.com and see hundreds of free television shows and Western movies, and there's interviews with some of your favorite Western stars. Come on by and see us, www.westernsontheweb.com. I'm Bob Terry, and we hope to see you again on Down the Trail. Have a great day.